What's up, YouTube? So this chick that's talking about the Inquisitor, hold on, let me see if I can find her name. I mean, she talks about some pretty good things, but some things she tries to slide in there that I guess most people or some people aren't paying attention to is the fact that she said the only people that can be pedophiles or people that go after children are men that go after children, older men that go after children. Um, that's not true. Older people that sexualize and mess with children are pedos. The Inquisitor, one, that girl started that over a simple, I don't know how to explain what he said, but a lot of people have done it to people when they've, done something very nice for them or very, very good. They're just excited about what was produced from what they asked them to do. And she was an editor for him. Also, she lied about her age, for one. For two, uh, he was never hitting on her or anything like that. No, he said something to the effect that uh, after she did a good video for him, he said, "I love you for what you did in the video." I mean, he explains it right there why he said that. I mean, in text message form, you can flip that any which way your mind wants to. But when he was asked about it, he even said, in his post, no, that was just a term of endearment, excitement. I was happy about the product or the turnout of the video. So that, I mean, I've heard dudes say it to other dudes that are their friends. It doesn't mean they're gay or that they want to date them. It just means, thank you, man. Appreciate that. Used to say, I owe you big time, or I owe you a big one. But a lot of people have turned and changed that into, I love you, man. Thank you. You know, and yeah, that's what she told her other boyfriend about that. He was like 19, something like that, 19 or 20, and she was 17. And everybody's like, well, that's not right, but that's not pedophilia. What's the right about the not pedophilia? It being wrong? I don't know about that. I mean, there's people out here taking it way too far. I mean, if an 18-year-old has known, let's say it's a 17-year-old girl, let's say she's 17 or 16, and they had previously dated before that he had turned 18, that automatically changes into he's a pedo as soon as he turns 18 and they're dating. That doesn't make any sense. See, words used to mean different things. They had fine lines to them. That's why they were stated the way they were. And everybody has messed with that and tried to make their own. And I see why. Is because they want to try and skew those lines so they can get away with tearing people's lives up. First of all, I want to be clear, the Inquisitor didn't do anything at all. At all. So these people that are saying if he did, and people are taking that way out of context, he didn't. And I believe that when I seen the other one I looked at when this was, going around before, um, it showed that she was trying to get him to do something and he wouldn't do it. He kept saying no, 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 no. And she got mad because she couldn't get him to give her what she needed to do what she wanted to do. And remember, she was the one that came to her boyfriend and said that he did this, and she didn't have anything to show her boyfriend to back it up. Okay? So all these people saying that it came from her boyfriend and blah, blah, blah. No, it didn't. It came from her. She's over there playing that innocent manipulation bullshit. Just like I believe the Lance dude was playing on whatever his boyfriend's name was, Tyler, to get him to climb that roof in honor of who he loved or whatever, which is disgusting. But anyway, Right. She was pushing her boyfriend in a sweet, manipulative way to get him to come up with a plan to get this guy done. Why? Because when you all look at it, she knew she was wrong. She's going to end up ruining both these men's lives by a lie that she started. But nobody's getting on her the way they should. See, these women are out here, yes. These are the ones I say are demons or Jezebels, basically, same thing. And yes, they are very sweet. They are very kind at times. You got to watch what they do. And sometimes you don't notice it until they've already done it or attempted it. And yeah, a lot of them are very, very good at lying and manipulating their way out of it and making it look like somebody else did it. Just like that boyfriend. Yeah, I believe at first he was a little bit upset, because she told him something that he thought some other man was hitting on him, but he didn't seem like he was too worried about the messages that he read, because he read messages and he was like, well, I don't think that's what he's doing from this. And that's when, she kept egging it on the way she did. She did it strategically. And he was like, well, then we got to come up with, something to get him to expose himself. And that's when they came up with a trap, which all that is conspiring to entrap this man in something that he might not normally do. Lying about the age, uh, getting upset that about something that never took place for two, which there are women that in their mind, without saying it, will think other things. And because it doesn't work out the way they want, they will start doing these things. The one football player, the girl that got him put in jail for 25 years saying that he did something to her. And I don't know why she finally admitted it, but she did. She admitted that the only reason she did that, which I think there was more to it on her side, but she says it was because his sister had a dress that she liked and she was jealous. Now, just think about that. If that is true and a person came up with this whole lie, put a man in jail for 25 years just because his sister had I guess, a nice dress that she didn't own. So she's just going to put her brother in jail for life? Yeah, let's say that's 100% true. That's exactly what this woman was thinking, and this is why she did it. You have those types of people in marriages, being mothers and running around the world, and they're not being caught because a lot of them are not telling on themselves or admitting to it later. So we really don't even know how many false accusers are out there. We know it happens, but that's another thing that the courts know about, but they shun away from. It's not one of the first things that comes to mind when they're dealing with a case. And most of them, if it looks like a duck, quacks like a duck, that's all they need. They don't care if it's real or not. And that's ridiculous. You're dealing with somebody's life here. And, wow. Oh, it's good enough for us. Yeah, they're guilty. Throw them away. Yeah. And this is the kind of shit that starts it. And I guarantee you, if you look back at most of those and you start looking at it over the whole scenarios of most of them, guarantee you, a female is involved, some way, somehow. Oh, I've watched them sit around a table and conjure this shit up, and then go to a dude and be with him for a while just to get him right where they want him. And if anybody along the way pisses them off enough, they will try to include that person, into getting in trouble as well, right along with that dude. And they get away with it. I've watched it. And people say, oh, that's hard to believe. No shit. I've watched a woman beat herself up with a hammer even though she had video cameras in her home that caught it. I've watched a girl run her own foot over, her own hand over. I've watched a woman beat herself up, tie herself up, and throw herself in a trunk to say that her ex-boyfriend did it. Yeah. Now, I'm not talking about just a light bruise here and there. I mean, I'm talking about she must have taken her anger out on whatever she was mad at her boyfriend on herself. Because, I mean, the whole side of her face was bruised. The whole side of this face side and down her neck was bruised. It looked like somebody had, but it matched her hand. Didn't match his. It's ridiculous. I mean, some of them aren't that stupid. Some of them are a lot craftier at lying about that shit. And this is what I mean. We still have this fucking delusional thing out here, where women are still being believed. There are men out there that will hop to as soon as a woman says something without having any type of evidence. Y'all are stupid. Wow. The internet has really fucked y'all up. You guys do not know how to be like, whoa, is this real? You don't even take that second. People used to. Now they don't. They just, okay. It's like, what the hell? It's not stop and ask questions and figure out everything before you do. Oh, yeah, that's just what. No, that's how you end up in a big situation with innocent people getting hurt because some dumbass wanted to start trouble. As in, I've seen girls get mad because a couple of dudes at the bar just didn't want to buy them drinks or, pay attention to them. And they started a fight in this bar because these two dudes just didn't want to buy them drinks or, be a part of any of that craziness. Because they knew what these girls were doing. And these girls swore up and down that they weren't. They were just trying to get along with the guys and have a good time and blah, blah, blah. Really? They were very nice to you. You were the ones that caught the attitude. You were the ones that approached them. They said no very nicely, turned back to their evening, and you guys just kept going and going and going. And then when they said, could you just please leave us alone? You seen the look on the girl's face, and she looks at her friend, and they walk away. They talk to a group of dudes. And then all of a sudden, that group of dudes walks over there and just starts beating them up. Yep, with their backs turned and everything. These dudes didn't even know what the hell happened. And I'm 3 people away from them, talking to the owner about doing their floor. I'm like, wow. And if the owner and me weren't standing right there and heard all that, and being truthful that night, yeah, those 2 dudes would have been in a lot of trouble, even though they didn't start any other fight. It was those 2 women, and they were the ones being treated like they were completely victims. They were not a part of it at all. These men just wanted to, avenge them. That's not what happened at all. Be careful out there, men and women. You have women doing this, you have males doing this. Be very careful. It is very hard to distinguish between the two, and you never know when somebody might turn them into doing things like this. It's insane. And these people call themselves adults. I mean, I act childish about things too, but it's to have fun, and let loose a little bit. It ain't to, you know, I mean, here lately, I haven't really cared about responsibilities except for other people, as in my own responsibilities. I'm doing the bare minimum because I just don't care about life anymore. Now, I know it's against my religion to physically take, an innocent life, and I'm not going to do that. But I just don't have the motivation to push like I did before. Of course, all that work I did before went unnoticed by everybody. I'm doing more work than anybody, and everybody's acting like truth. I hate that. I hate for somebody to see me over there busting my tail, getting something done in a record time, and just to, or catch an attitude with me. That shit pisses me off. Yeah, I've never had good breaks. I've gotten better at it, but I was taught at a young age that breaks get in the way and get people hurt, especially when you have combative people coming at you. Breaks is the last thing you want. But of course, as I get older, that is not the way it should be. Well, the way it should be and the way it is two different things. So, cop is the same way. Military, same way. They are going to do their best to react first or quicker, so they will be the ones going home without incident to them. A lot of other people have the same mindset. So, I don't know what Zeus is giving her a hard time about. She might have some food that he wants. Or he might just want her attention. He is part husky, so he does get a little temperamental when you don't scratch his belly. Oh, he does. He'll kick you. He'll try to, roll you, like do a somersault into you to knock you off the bed or, off the chair or smack into you. Anything to get your attention abruptly. He's about 200 pounds. He's a big dog. I think the last time he was weighed, he was like 190, close to 200, and that was a while ago. So I know he's definitely over two. I make fun of him all the time because he's getting flabby in his chest. Tell me he needs to hit Planet Fitness. He's getting flabby, and he just looks at me like, "Shut up." I don't really care about that. I'm just making fun or having fun with him. Yeah, I do some sarcasm and some cuts on people, and I stopped doing that because people would try to do it on me, and apparently what I would say would go way too deep. I'm over here like, what? What'd I say? And they're like, oh man, that's fucked up. You shouldn't say that. We're doing cut jokes, man. It's supposed to be whoever cuts the deepest. What? Now I hear what the kids are doing today and, Comedy Central and all that, and I'm like, dude, that's way worse than what I have ever said to somebody. They started it. But yeah, it was just, sending cut slurs back and forth to each other until somebody gives up. We call them cut jokes. And most of the time they would use the mama jokes, yes. Most of the time. And it didn't really mean that about your mom. And trust me, when they first started doing that, and I had no warning, yeah. Oh, dude, I was one of those people that took them literally. What the fuck did you say? What? And that's when dudes tap me on the shoulder. They're just kidding me. They don't know your mom. It's just a mom joke. I did not. Didn't even catch on to any of that. Maybe that's because I've never seen them do it in front of me, to get the gist of it. And all of a sudden, that dude just turned to me and said that, and I'm like, what? You realize who you're talking to, right? Yeah, Frank Thayer. That's why me and him got into that fight that day. Because at first he was like apologetic about it and all that, and I'm like, all right, you know. And then he starts talking about how stupid I am. I said, first of all, yes, I was unknowing to it, and second of all, that's a good way to get hurt. Talking about somebody's mom and they don't understand, what is really happening here. So yeah, you put yourself in a dangerous position on your own. No, I didn't. I ain't scared of you. And he just kept going. And he kept hyping himself up and getting deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper. And Oh, I forget what he fucking said, and I said, "That's it," and fucking clocked him. He fell flat out. And I gotta walk away from him. I get maybe almost to the road from where the Little Woods is. And he pops up. That didn't hurt. I want more. I walk back, fucking hit him again. Out he went. And I did that about 3 times. And he would wake up and get up at around the same, length. And that fucking last time, man, I come across with an elbow right to his jaw. He didn't get up after that one. Yeah, this is kid shit, man. We were young. Oh yeah, he's ended up in the Marines and all that. He was doing pretty good. Still having a hard time, but I mean, he had a hard life like I did too. I didn't know that at the time. This is how I got to know all these people. Yeah, no, it's just their way, I guess. Let's fight. Yeah, I don't want to. We're fighting anyway. Okay, whack. Oh, fucker. Next thing you know, they're nice the next day, and it's like, what the fuck happened to you? Oh man, that was just. We're good. We're cool, right? Right. And I'm keeping an eye on them because I'm used to people trying to charm up to you to do shit to you or get somebody else to do. So yeah, okay, we'll see about that. Yeah, our parents didn't care where we were. We were told to leave and not come back until streetlights were on. And if we weren't in when they were on, we were in trouble. We had a few minutes after they were on sometimes. All depends on what mood they were in. Sometimes we could be about 20, 30 minutes late and they'd be cool, but not always. There's times you could be 1 second late stepping through that door. If she felt it was 1 second late, your ass is in deep trouble. Yeah, I'm starting to get older with wrinkles and stuff. I got a little bit of gray in my hair. Not much. A little bit of gray in my beard. Starting to get a little bit of salt. Wouldn't really call this pepper. It's more like rust. Maybe red pepper instead of black pepper. Yeah, but this is my life and how it's been going after. It was going pretty good. I had a good job. I was doing real good. And then she pulled her shit. Again. Yeah, she finds out I'm doing good, and then she starts crying to everybody, and then they do stuff for her, or she does it. It's called lackeys. It's how it's been done. Those types of things have been done for decades. Everybody knows what it is. They just don't know how to always recognize it when it happens. Sometimes it's figured out later. And with the amount of women hurting kids, doing heinous things, taking their lives and all that, and you all still acted like this mom was innocent just because she's a woman. That's insane. That is literally insane.